Here are the first steps you're going to do for your magazine cover. So in the inspiration section of this process, the first thing is going to be creating a Pinterest board named magazine cover. You're going to search the web for at least 15 to 20 different magazine covers and pin them to this board. I've included a link to a couple sites you might consider, like Cover Junkie is one of my favorites. Cover Junkie is going to list in a timeline all of the different magazines that have come out across the world that this group of editors have decided are some of the better ones that came out. Now, one of the things that I find with this is it takes a moment for the stuff to load. See how it just animated that little load process? As I scroll down a little bit more, they'll pop in different categories that are here. So they'll put in animated covers or classic covers, controversial, and so on. But I've also noticed, and I don't know if it's just my internet connection or if it's just the process of using this website, is if I don't pause for a minute and let it load, it'll sometimes kick me right back up to the beginning, which becomes really annoying. So you can kind of skim down. Now you could just search through the timeline like this. You could go in and choose one of the best to see what's there, to see what jumps out at you. Because sometimes, even if you already think, I'm going to do a magazine about music, maybe looking up music covers is not the best for all 15 or 20 of your images. You might find something that you like that came off of this magazine cover that had nothing to do with music or whatever your topic happens to be. You could also search for topics over here. So if you really wanted to, you could search up music. And now give it a minute because this is a very large website, so it does take a moment for it to actually load. Now, these are magazines across the world, so there may be something you run across that may not necessarily be class appropriate. I apologize for that. Just kind of skim past it. Just make sure that the ones you're using are ones that you feel would be class appropriate to use. So you can kind of skim through and then just pin the magazine covers to your Pinterest board. So if you look at mine, here's a whole bunch of ones that I've pinned to my board that I just found was interesting. Now, it may have broken some of my guidelines for what it is that we're doing for this project, but there may have been something that I liked that I thought I could possibly use. Like I really like the way that the Kyrie Irving text is written there, or I like how half of his face is black and it's all covered in text. So it really doesn't have to be 100% specific to the assignment or specific to your particular magazine that you're looking to do. The idea is you're pinning 15 to 20 to this board. Now, one last thing I want you to notice is I want you to find ones that have some form of obvious photoshopping being done. Remember, the college is making sure that we're doing this as a design, not as showing off the work of the photographer or the work of the artist. We really want to make sure that it's something that we end up having to Photoshop. So when you're looking for images, look for things that are obviously been Photoshopped so that you'll have something to talk about. And that is the first part that you're doing at the Pinterest board. You will be returning to this board before recording the screencast, but we'll talk about that in the next video.